It's our view that there will be some resolution. I don't believe the members of Congress and the President are going to allow the fiscal cliff to be reached. And in fact, I think they will resolve it. Now, the question is whether they need to resolve it by the end of December or really they can do it in January or February, because as you know, they can do certain things to push the cliff back. So it's a bit a question of whether you want to pretend you have to resolve it by December in order to get the deal done. You don't really have to do so.
Let's say we do go off the cliff, even by just a little bit. How much does that hurt business confidence?
Well, it hurts business confidence a fair bit because people are looking from the business world and around the world to say, what are our government leaders doing? And if they can't resolve it by the end of the year, there will be some concerns about whether the new government in power, the new administration and the new Congress is really going to be any better than what we had before. So it affects business confidence in the markets around the world. And I have to remember, I think members of Congress recognize this more than they did before. People just aren't looking from Washington, D.C. and from Wall Street. They're looking from all over the world. And anywhere I go over the world, people ask me the same question first. What about the fiscal cliff? No matter what country in the world I'm at now, people want to know about the fiscal cliff. It's amazing that this issue is the dominant one. And I keep saying whoever coined the phrase fiscal cliff should get a royalty.
Ben Bernanke.
Because it's used everywhere now. And
how do you feel, David, though, about the prospects for longer-term debt reduction? And not just debt reduction, but everything that comes with it. Tax reform, you hear a great deal about that.
I think that people in Washington are most concerned about recession because recession puts people out of work. So debt reduction is important, but I think people want to make sure that we're not going to go over the cliff and therefore go into a recession. Debt reduction is important, but it's seen as a longer-term issue. In other words, nobody is believing that we're going to solve our debt problem in a year or so. All we're talking about, even under Simpson-Bowles, is reducing the rate of growth in the debt, not reducing the debt. At the end of Simpson-Bowles, even if Simpson-Bowles were to be implemented, we'd still have $20-some trillion of debt in 10 years.
I'm thinking more, though, about the prospects for an agreement between the Republicans and the Democrats on tax reform, entitlement reform, whether it's Social Security, Medicare.
I don't think there's going to be a grand bargain. All of a sudden, in the lame duck, people are going to say, you know, let's put everything behind us and let's just reach a grand bargain. That isn't going to happen, but also they're not going to go over the cliff. They'll reach some agreement on some things. They'll kick some things down the road, but I think there'll be enough progress so people will think that they're doing a better job than they did before.